Let's start with the big picture. What we're doing when we build an irrigation system. It's more than just getting water to plants. We're talking about delivering the right amount of water in the right place at the right time and avoiding watering the driveway or your neighbor's yard in the process. So today we'll look at the key components that make up a well-designed irrigation system and how they all work together to keep landscapes healthy while using water responsibly. Let's back up for a second and ask the most important question. Why do we irrigate at all? It really comes down to this. Not every landscape gets the water it needs from rainfall alone. Whether it's a dry season, poor soil conditions, or plant types that need more support, irrigation fills in the gap. We irrigate to keep plants healthy, to protect our investment in the landscape, and to make sure water is applied where and when it's needed, not just whenever nature remembers to rain. Good irrigation isn't just about adding water, it's about targeting it wisely so plants thrive without waste. This one's big. Efficiency isn't just a buzzword, it's essential. When we water efficiently, we give plants what they need without wasting a drop. That means the right amount, not overwatering, in the right place, not on the sidewalk, at the right time, when plants can actually absorb it. It's common sense, but often overlooked. Getting this part right is what separates a system that just runs from one that truly works. Here's the not-so-secret key to a healthy, efficient irrigation system: uniform water distribution. If some areas are getting soaked and others are just barely damp, you end up with stressed plants, dry spots, and wasted water. We want a consistent layer of moisture across the whole zone. That's why spacing, overlapping spray patterns, and matching equipment all matter. The next piece is to match the application rate with how fast the soil can absorb water. If we're applying water faster than the soil can soak it in, it's going to run off, which means wasted water and no benefit to the plant roots. And finally, we want to minimize losses from wind and leaks. Wind can carry spray right off target, especially with fine mists, and even small leaks can waste gallons over time. When everything's dialed in just right, you get healthier plants, lower water bills, and a system that runs smoother with less fuss. Here's our roadmap. An irrigation system is like a chain, and every link matters. We've got the service line bringing water from the city, a meter that tracks usage, a point of connection where our system starts, and valves, pipes, and control components that do the actual work. We'll walk through each part so you can see how they connect and why they matter. Everything begins at the service line. That's your water source, whether it's city water or a well. The meter tells you how much water you're using, and the point of connection is where the irrigation system branches off from the main supply. One part people sometimes forget: safety. A backflow prevention device is critical. It stops irrigation water from flowing back into the drinking water supply. And yes, it's usually required by code. Think about it. You don't want fertilizer, pesticides, or soil runoff accidentally getting into your home's tap water. This device keeps that from happening. Water pressure can be tricky. Too much and things blow apart. Too little, nothing works. A pressure regulator helps keep it steady. It ensures that all parts of your system, sprinklers, drip lines, valves, get the pressure they were designed for. Think of it like cruise control for water pressure. Here's where we talk pipes. The main line is the big highway. It runs from the point of connection to each zone valve and is always under pressure. The lateral lines are like side streets. They branch off from the valves and only fill with water when the system is running. Knowing the difference is key to designing, troubleshooting, and making repairs. Valves are the real decision makers in the system. They control where water goes and when. The most common is the zone valve, which delivers water to a specific area based on your controller's schedule. If you're running drip irrigation, you'll use a drip zone valve that's designed to handle lower pressure. A pressure-regulated valve helps prevent misting or uneven watering by keeping pressure consistent. especially important for systems with a mix of heads or elevation changes. Then there's the master valve, which acts like a safety lock. It stays closed unless the controller tells it to open, keeping the whole system shut off when not in use. And don't forget the isolation valve. It's usually manual and lets you shut off water to the entire irrigation system without affecting the water supply to the rest of the property. This is your go-to during repairs, maintenance, or if you ever need to winterize the system. Together, these valves keep the water flowing exactly where and when it's needed. Sprinklers come in different styles, and choosing the right one depends on the space you're watering. Spray heads are great for small areas. They fan out water in a fixed pattern. Rotors and rotary nozzles are better for medium to large spaces. They rotate and use less water over time. Drip emitters and microsprays are perfect for targeted zones or sensitive plants. And let's not forget swing joints. These little flex connections protect the heads from breaking if they're bumped or stepped on. Super practical. This is where the brain of the system comes in, the controller. It's what tells your valves when to open, how long to water, and which zone gets attention. Traditional controllers follow a set schedule. You program the days, start times, and duration. They're simple and reliable, but they don't adjust on their own if conditions change. Now here's where it gets interesting. Smart controllers. These use sensors or weather data to adjust watering automatically. If it rains, they'll skip a cycle. If it's hotter than usual, they'll water a little more. Some smart tech even lets you control the system from your phone, tablet, or computer. You could be out grocery shopping and still turn off the sprinklers before a storm hits. Whether you're using traditional or smart tech, the controller is what brings the whole system to life. And when used wisely, it can save you a ton of water. Behind the scenes, wiring connects your controller to each valve. These wires need to be waterproof and protected, especially in valve boxes that flood easily. Let's end with a bit of forward thinking. A good irrigation system works well today, but a great one is built with the future in mind. That means thinking about changing plant needs as the landscape matures, system expansion if you add new beds, turf areas, or garden zones, and upgrading to new tech down the road, like adding smart sensors or converting a zone to drip. You don't have to install everything at once, but planning for flexibility now will save time, money, and headaches later. Think of your irrigation system as a long-term investment, one that grows with the landscape and helps you keep things thriving year after year. So here's what it all comes down to: building a system that works with the landscape, not against it. We've talked through the key parts of an irrigation system: how water gets in, how it's controlled, and how it's delivered to the plants. When each component does its job, from the meter to the valves to the sprinklers, you get a system that's reliable, efficient, and built to last. Healthy plants, smart water use, and a design that makes sense for now and later. That's the flow we're aiming for. Whether you're maintaining a system, troubleshooting issues, or designing something from scratch, keep these basics in mind and you'll be set up for success.